All right, LCSC students, if you are watching this video, then you must be one of my major advisees, and that must mean you're majoring in history. You are majoring in history and you're working on a secondary ed certification. You are majoring in general studies with a social science emphasis, and maybe there's one or two other, kind of liberal arts associate degrees or something, but that's probably what you're doing with me. It is time to get ready for spring 21. So let me give you the short version of the email I just sent you. It's time to make an appointment with me. We need to do it within the next 2 weeks to be most effective. I sent you sort of a skeleton outline of my schedule. Just send me an email back that says this is when you want to meet. I'll schedule you in. If none of that works, then throw me some other time. But we need to get that taken care of sooner rather than later. Okay, so that's the first thing. I need you to schedule an appointment. Thing number 2, before you show up for the appointment, I need you to be prepared. All right? And by being prepared, I need you to review your degree plan and make sure you understand what you need to take in order to graduate. And just go ahead and get out a pen and check off the items that you've already taken. You know you don't have to take those. Circle some of the items that you think you're going to be interested in taking soon or that you kind of have to take soon. Then get on Warrior Web, see if those are offered, see what times they're offered, and figure yourself out a schedule. Make a plan for the spring semester. And then when you show up for your appointment with me, show me the plan. And that's what I'll advise you on. All right? That's what I need. I need you to make sure that you understand how your own degree works, that you understand how to figure out when classes are offered, all that kind of stuff. So start taking a look at that, because you want to be able to register for courses as soon as you're allowed to register for courses, in case any of those courses that you're really interested in fill quickly. So make an appointment with me. Prepare for the appointment with me. That's actually good enough. I want to talk about a class that I'm offering. Most of y'all who are majoring in history have already heard about this. For those of y'all who are doing the general studies, let me, before I explain the class, we can make the class work with your general studies degree. If you want to take this class, I need you to let me know, because we'll have to run a substitution in, and that's not going to be a big deal, because if you look at your degree plan, it's got all those selections that you pick from. This is a special class that I've just come up with. It's not on the books yet. It's not something you can select yet. But we can run some easy paperwork and move it into one of those slots. So if you're interested, let me know, and then we can figure out where it will go. All right, so I'm running an ancient history course. The student body over the last several years have acted like they wanted one, so we're going to try it. Also, we're going to try to do it virtual remote, so it's going to be on Zoom. So if you are in Coeur d'Alene and you are interested in this kind of thing, maybe you will be able to take it. We're offering it Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon. So you're going to have a machine that at least has enough juice to Zoom or an internet connection. That shouldn't be a whole lot. The class itself, it's kind of funny when you go to sign up for it, because you got to click History 392, that's special topics, and then at the bottom it'll say sections of 392, and so you click on that, and then it'll say ancient history, and there's not much else there. So that's what I'm about to tell you. I'm still cooking this class up, so I'm not exactly sure what's going to be there. What I do know is I want to spend a little bit of time hanging out in the ancient world. We're going to call that 3500 BC to 500 AD. I think it's a really cool period of history. There's also elements of that period of history that I really skip over for the sake of coverage in my 101 class. I want to come back and revisit. I'm thinking specifically about ancient Egypt. I'm thinking specifically about some archaeology. I've got a couple of friends who are knowledgeable about these kinds of things. They've acted like they were interested in coming to talk with us. The course itself is going to be semi-organized around student research papers. So you will be allowed to pick basically any topic, any place within that time frame, 3500 BC to 500. I may attempt to guide you a little bit into some semi-group projects, but I'm not going to force it on anyone. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I like religious history. Doesn't mean you have to like religious history or that this class is even going to be religious history. I'm just telling you what I like, or at least one of the things I like. And it seems to me that this class would be a good opportunity to spend some time in ancient India looking at the Ganges River plain and getting an idea about what the world roughly 400 BC during the time of the Buddha looks like, and how Buddhism develops out of Hinduism, how Buddhism spreads to Afghanistan, spreads to China. It spreads there a little bit after 500, but that spread. And so, like, what does that world look like? And what do those kingdoms look like? And you don't have to be interested in the religious element at all. You could be, well, I want to look and see what the status of, women are during this time. Or I want to look at military history during this time or whatever. So I'm thinking about that. And I'm thinking about pairing it with the same kind of setup except in the Roman Empire during the time period of Jesus. Again, don't have to be interested in religious stuff at all. You could be interested in gladiator games, or you could be interested in slave uprisings, both of which I think we're going to deal with to some degree. So sort of like classic Roman Empire stuff, which is the setting for kind of where some of these, religious stuff comes out of. So I'm kind of thinking about doing that. And we could organize some projects around that if you're interested. I'm going to come up with some readings. The readings, I'm still sorting that out. That's a little bit of a Christmas break project. I want to do some stuff with the Olmecs in the Americas. I may want to do some stuff with the Persians. I got to pare it down. But it should be a really fun class. And so this is my pitch for history students who are interested in it, and then also for you folks that are working on this broader general studies degree. We can figure out a way to work it into your degree plan if you want to. This is History 392. It's the ancient world, and we can figure out how to sub that in. So that's my story on that. I probably need to talk about the two other history courses that are being offered real quickly, upper division history courses real quickly, because they don't come up necessarily often, and they are required for many of you. One of them is History 300. That's public history. That is where you get a look at some of the options in history. We're thinking about museums, we're thinking about archives, we're thinking about libraries, we're talking about cultural resource management. Some of you guys are going to be interested in that. It is a required course for many of you, and the course is only offered about every 3 semesters. It's kind of on a strange rotation. So make sure you know what's up. Dr. Canfield's teaching it this semester. And then also History 200. History 200 is a required course for many of you. If you're working on the general studies degree, it is a optional required course. It's something you can pick from. I love the course. I taught it last semester. Me and Dr. Van Lannen switch out on it. I'm not exactly sure how she's approaching it this semester, but really, it's called Keys to Historical Research. It's how do you go about researching topics and writing good research papers. I think it's a fun class. Um, but you guys need to have those on your radar because those are required courses for a lot of you. Look at your degree plan and make sure you understand what's required for yourself. All right, so take a look at your calendars and send me something pretty quick. Let's get this all squared away. See you around campus.